Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Zoom presentation on behalf of E-Estates, tokenized real estate. Um, and so what we're going to, sorry, it's Thursday evening. It's 8 o'clock in the UK. My name's Andy Galloway, and I'm going to be your host for the next 30 to 40 minutes. And so what we're going to do this evening is talk about E-Estate. This video is, or this presentation is suitable for somebody who's looking at E-Estates for the very first time to decide whether it's something they would be interested in getting involved with. So generally people will fall into one of two categories, possibly both, as I was. One is people who are already involved in real estate. They know all about the fact that you can make a lot of money from real estate if you do it properly, but they're used to all the old way of doing things, pre tokenized real estate, and so they've come with a pre-formed idea of how difficult it is, all the pitfalls, all the different things that can go wrong. Okay, and I just want to lay your fears at rest. All of that is gone now with the way E-Estate present tokenized real estate. All the old problems of the way we used to do real estate are all gone. The second group of people are people who like to build online businesses where they want to have a passive income, and they also want possibly to have some rewards for building a team of people. And if that's all you're looking for, you don't really know that much about real estate, you don't really care that much about real estate, then E-Estate is an ideal business for you as well. You don't have to be a real estate nut, but it's also for the real estate nuts. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to switch over to a presentation. And I'm going to get partway through the presentation. I'm going to take a little bit of a detour. If you've seen this presentation before, it's a little bit different tonight, but I'm going to take a little bit of a detour, and we'll focus a bit more on the different types of properties. We've got some flyers available in the Telegram groups, and I'm going to spend some time just going through the different types of properties and how we market them and so on. So welcome to E-Estate. This presentation is an introduction to E-Estate. So what is E-Estate? Well, E-Estate, as you might imagine from the name, is involved in real estate. And where we can pick up this story really is the fact that over the last 20 years or so, more and more businesses have been moving from the offline, because back in the early 90s, up until about the mid 90s, there was no such thing as an online business. Nobody had websites. It was just, bricks and mortar businesses. If you wanted to do business, you drive to somebody's offices and do some business with them. Some of it could be done over the phone, but mostly it was all done in person. And that was particularly true of real estate. It was all to do with relationships. You had relationships with the developers and with the buyers, with the people putting the mortgage products together, with conveyancers, legal people, the finance people, banks, and so on. You had all these. Your whole life was spent building relationships. And the fact that you were involved in real estate was kind of incidental to your network building in the true sense of network of people building ability. So all of those businesses are slowly moving online in the last 30 years or so, and some businesses moved online very, very quickly, but some took a lot longer. So banking, for example, moved online as quickly as it could, because banks are all about numbers, and the internet deals with numbers really, really well. So you've been able to do certain things online for a very long time, but real estate was kind of different, mainly because the people that first tokenized real estate back in 2015, they had the idea of tokenizing real estate, but they didn't really realize what the full potential of that was, what the implications of it were. And so they carried on dealing with tokenized real estate the same way they'd always dealt with real estate, and that is get hold of the property, build all these relationships, get hold of the property, pay a lot of money for it, and then tokenize it, and then go and find some buyers who want to buy a big chunk of real estate. Okay, and it wasn't really until maybe a couple of years ago that some very clever people got together, experts in their own field, and decided that they wanted to put together E-Estate, which is, I believe, the proper use of tokenization of real estate. What it does is it makes real estate available to you and I. Well, it used to be that in real estate, if you wanted to play, you needed a lot of money. Now you don't need a lot of money. You can get involved for a very modest amount of money to get started, and you can build up from there. You can build up. It might take you many years to build up, but you can build up from there. So there were there are no barriers to entry, if you like, to real estate anymore. So this is what's happened with E-Estate. They've gone, and I don't mean just they had a website, which is, kind of the old way of doing things, where people would have a website would just be an online window to their offline business, and that's not really online business. To really move your business online is not until Web3, probably blockchains, that sort of thing, allowed us to do business online. That online businesses came of age. And our children are going to look back, and our grandchildren are going to look back, and they'll laugh at the fact that we used to drive to people's offices to do business with them. And you had to restrict yourself to, 50 miles of where you lived. That's just crazy. How can you do business like that? But of course, that's where it came from. Everything's got to start from somewhere. Now, all of those limitations have gone. So I've gotten ahead of myself, which is good. So we had to reinvent, or somebody had to reinvent real estate to move it into the Web3 space online and the blockchain space online. And E-Estate, they weren't the first to do it, but you don't necessarily have to be the first into a space to be best at it. And there are so many examples of that. I could talk about that all night. So you don't have to be the first, but they are the best at what they do. So the products are still in the real world, but the market, the business is online. So the way that real estate has moved into the blockchain space is via tokenization. Okay, it's a digital representation. The tokens are a digital representation of the actual real estate. It's real. People live there. People go and stay there for holidays. Whatever they do with that property, that's what they do. Is real. But there is a tokenized representation of it that we can use to build our E-Estate business. And E-Estate is in the forefront of that. So it's a collaboration between two pre-existing companies. One is Eli Property Group Incorporated, and the other is the Association Real Digital Realtors. I'll spend a few seconds on both of those. I looked into Eli Property Group in quite a lot of depth, as is my nature. I've been involved in business analysis for 30 years or so I know what I'm looking for a company, to find out how legitimate it is, the viability of it, and so on, the repute of management, the licenses and the premises, and just everything about how to organize a business. I know all that, and so I checked them out in a great deal of depth, and I found that they've been around for about 50 years. They've been involved in real estate for about 50 years. Okay, so it's not something that somebody thought of last Tuesday and is trying to fool us with. And the company's acquired, managed, developed, and sold properties across multiple US markets. And they provide for us now, for E-Estate, they provide asset sourcing, property management, operational execution, and transaction expertise for E-Estate's tokenized real estate portfolio. And if you look at that, you think, well, what is there left for us to do? And that's what I love about it. Not a lot. There's not very much left for us to do in terms of running a real estate portfolio. They're doing it all for us. And I think that's tremendous. I love that. I've never been involved. I wish I'd known about this before, because I'd have jumped in a lot sooner. And AIDR provides professional standards for those of us who want to be agents. And you haven't got to be an agent, but I will talk about that in a little while. Those of us who do want to be agents, it gives us a professional framework within which we can operate. And it supports the emergence of digital real estate agents as the professional distributors of tokenized real estate assets. It's a professional association, so it gives us credibility, it gives us structure, and it gives us long-term career legitimacy. And they've established and continued to develop a global agent network for digital real estate agents. And if you look at some of the material they've put out, it's in a huge number of companies. There's many, many thousands of agents worldwide. So this is the way it works. AIDR ensures the standards required for digital real estate agents and monitors compliance. Over a period of time, you have to maintain compliance. You can't just It's not a test you pass on day one and then forget about it. Not like some people treat their driving test, forget how to drive after they've passed their test. And then Eli Property sources the properties, takes care of the legalities, tokenizes the property and deals with the tenants, and then presents the properties on the E-Esate platform. Then the tokenized properties are made available to us, and we'll talk in a bit more depth about this in a minute. We, as the buyers, and we buy the deals and purchase the properties and organize our own portfolios. And those of us who want to be buyers, then so those of us who want to progress to become an agent, okay, we can do that. We then have to comply with the digital real estate agents, the agreement, the charter, the contract, and so on. And we support our buyers and we assist the buyers to become agents if they want to. There's nothing mandatory about that. Somebody can become a buyer and remain a buyer for the next 30 years if they want to. That's absolutely fine. So where are the properties that are available? Well, this place, you may recognize it, is where we live. And we have properties we have apartments in Seattle. We have properties in Oregon. You'll see more of this in a minute. I'll go into a bit more depth. We have properties in California, Miami, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona, Dubai, and Bali in Indonesia. Okay, what type of properties do we have? We have apartments, houses, lake houses, villas, more villas, tourist villas. So they're exactly like a villa, except they're rented out for tourist purposes. There's commercial properties, business properties, land plots, development plots, and business development projects. So we're going to have a little look at some of these. If I can just quickly switch over to what I'm looking at now. I'm going to share a little bit more. Okay, now this is my Telegram, and I'm going to pull up this image here. This is, and hopefully you can see all of this. This is the lake house, and so you've got some beautiful pictures there of the lake house. And if I wanted to, there's a 6-page document about the lake house that tells me everything I need to know about it. But I'm just going to cover this particular element here. Hopefully you can see all of that. I've got a green line around part of it, but hopefully you can see all of it. So it tells us how much profit we make every day, Monday to Friday, and how much it costs you here to get involved is $250. So in traditional real estate, if you wanted to get hold of this property to rent it out to some customers, you'd have to buy the whole property. You might do it as a joint venture with some people, put some of your money in, some of their money in, but you certainly couldn't get $250 worth of a share of this apartment. Sorry, this house, I should say. There's okay, there's a desert villa. Okay, it's tokenized, it's available for purchase right now. And can you imagine having access to this place with the pool and the outdoor area and so on? Okay, it's just a tremendous property. There's a luxury villa in Los Angeles. Okay, and all of this is available for you to look at on the website and on the Telegram groups. So this is a whole villa. The one in California is worth 8,600,000. Well, you don't have to spend that. You can get involved for a few $1,000s. You can own a luxury villa in Bali. Again, it tells you how much it starts at $740, and you can have a share of that. Quickly move through a few more of these. I thought there were a few more available to me. All modern offices start from $25,000, and you can make a tremendous return on these. We'll go through some of the things some of the returns you can get if we get as far as the website. That's the California villa again. This is a business development project. Sorry, this is a commercial project. So for 10,270, you can get involved in this. And the thing is that you make your money back many, many times over within the next 18 months with all of these properties. Okay, I'm looking for a particular one, and if I don't find it soon, I will we'll go back to the presentation. Arch Cape House. Okay, you can get involved for as little as $480, and you earn 0.46 to 0.66% every single day, Monday to Friday. Okay, so I think we've had enough of that. So we'll go back to the presentation. And hopefully you can see my screen now. So we have these, all of these different types of property. And we have 11 different properties at the moment worth $104 million. So that's real property, real bricks and mortar. You can go there, you can touch it. It's not fictional. The only fictional, the only nebulous thing or ethereal thing about this is at what level do you want to get involved? Because the properties are real, the income is real, and so it's really a case of how much do you want to get involved. So we have 11 properties. We've sold so far, so that we tokenized those properties, and we sold $2 million worth of EST tokens. That $2 million worth of tokens is worth 20 million US dollars. Okay, and we paid out to buyers with their daily the daily payouts, their daily profit, Monday to Friday. We paid out 2.6 million over the last year or year and a half, something like that. And of course, things start small and then they grow, and we're in a tremendous growth phase right now. And there are 5,679 people worldwide who hold EST tokens, and we're in 120 plus platforms. So people can access our website from 120 countries. In the old days, when I used to have a real estate business, it was pointless me talking to anybody who lived more than about 50 miles away, because they would want to come and see the property, check it out. They'd have to do some legal stuff and so on. So really, the fact that you can operate from 120 countries, to me, that's just awesome. It's just amazing. Oh, I could have made that a bit bigger, couldn't I? So here's the portfolio valuation table. Now, this actually came from the 2025 financial report that, again, is available to you on the website. So everything's transparent and open. You can check back all the details of everything that's ever been done. Nobody's hiding anything from anybody. And this is the initial valuation, and then they revalued all of those properties on the 1st of January. So I'm going to pick out one particular thing to show you, and that is this development in Dubai. It was initially valued at 25 million, and now on the 1st of January 2026 is worth 40 million. Sorry, is that what? Yeah, 40 million. Now, the really exciting thing about this is, in the old style of real estate, if a property went up in price and you hadn't bought it, you'd be thinking, I wish I bought it. But here you can say, this has gone up in value. I can still buy tokens for this property as if it were still 25 million. It's kind of a guaranteed increase in your profit, because the tokens won't change price until all of that development is sold. So so that's it. Those tokens are still available right now. You can buy tokens in a property as if it's worth 25 million, and it's actually now worth 40 million. And if you don't understand that, if you're not a real estate person, don't worry about it. But for you real estate people, you should be off this presentation now, getting in the website and buying some of this, because you understand what a great deal that actually is. It's unheard of. It's absolutely unheard of in real estate circles for that sort of thing to happen. People always want to maximize their profit. Things go up in price. You immediately revalue your portfolio, revalue that property, reorganize mortgages, whatever it is. When the price goes up, you want to take full advantage of it. And in this case, now the buyer takes full advantage of that. Okay, there's a 6.2% increase in price as soon as you buy. So you can get involved in E-Esate. I said as a buyer. You can also get involved as an agent, but let's talk about the buyer to start with. You can register as a buyer in 2 minutes. It takes you almost no time at all to register as a buyer. You just get the link, a referral link from an agent, click the link, sign up, job done. Deposit some money, buy a property. So you register in 2 minutes and you can buy your first property in 2 minutes. The deals are provided for you. You don't have to go anywhere, work anything out, calculate things, talk to your bank manager. None of that. The deals are provided for you. You go to the website, you say, if I put this much money in, I get this much money out. Yes, I like that. No, I don't. Simple as that. No large capital required. If you have a lot of capital, I'll show you something in a minute. If you have a lot of capital available, if you're a real estate person, I'm going to show you something in a minute that's going to blow your mind. I know that what I've just shown you about the developments in Dubai, that's probably blown your mind already. But hopefully you got them back in place because you're going to need them in a minute. I'm going to blow them all over again. So you don't need a lot of capital. You don't need a mortgage. You don't pay the legal fees. You don't need to worry about getting tenants. You see, these are all things that used to be big problems. They would take hours and hours and hours out of your day just to do all these things. No voids. With tenants, you have tenants. Sorry, everything's good while you have tenants in a property. But as soon as you don't have a tenant for a month or a couple of months, the bills don't stop, but the income does. So it's expensive to have voids. And so you don't have to worry about that. You also don't have to worry about repairs and things like that because your tenants, if your tenants need things fixed, it's all taken care of. It's already in the price. You already get your profit. Okay. So you don't need to worry about that. And so you get a fixed yield income, which is all yours. You don't have to share it with anybody. You don't have to pay accountants. You don't have to pay legal fees. You don't have to just so many things you don't have to do. You don't have to advertise for clients, advertise for tenants. Like I say, fix to get things fixed. Number of times I've had to replace washing machines and fridges, freezers, get the air conditioning sorted out, get the heating sorted out. It just all takes money out of your pocket. You don't have to worry about any of that with this system. So some properties, and I'm just going to give you a little clue here to those of you that are excited about what I'm going to show you in a minute. Some properties have an automatic buyback at the end of the 18 months active phase. Most of them don't. You put your money in, you earn daily profit for 18 months, and then at the end of the 18 months, it falls into you get a 10% dividend, if you like, per year. And if you're involved in stocks and shares, you know that most companies these days, right now in 2026, most companies are not paying out their quarterly dividends. If they are, it's a very, very small amount. 10% in this environment, 10% annual yield is unheard of. And here you've got it just on you don't have to ask anybody for it. It's just there on the plate and you get that. So you get the profit for the first 18 months and then this dividend of 10% per year for the rest of, well, until we get rid of that property. Okay, so let's go back to the one about the buyback at the end of the 18 months. That returns your initial capital to you and you buy and earn great profit for 18 months. So you get your money back several times over. Okay, so that's only one particular deal at the moment. We'll talk about it a little bit more in a minute. So you want to earn more money than just making money on properties. You want to be an agent. So an agent introduces buyers and also introduces 8 other agents. And when those people buy properties, an agent makes some commissions and makes some profits, some bonuses on the profits that are made. Okay, and they can also earn a bonus for building a large team of people. So let's just have a quick look at that. So you can register your clients within 2 minutes. Okay, and you don't have to worry about marketing to your clients. Again, that's a cost saving. The company markets to your clients. You don't need skill to negotiate with clients or negotiate with mortgage lenders or anything like that, or the developers. It's all done. You don't need any of that. You don't need to pay any legal fees. The active phase of profit that returns your capital outlay between 2.5 and 3 times during the first 18 months. So that's the active phase. And then you have this passive phase that returns a yield of 10% per year for the life of the property. And there are no ongoing costs for repairs, tenant replacement, all the other things that I mentioned earlier. You earn deal commissions when your clients buy properties. And you get that not just from the people you introduce, but the people they introduce, the people they introduce, the people they introduce, and so on, down 8 levels. And when those same people earn profits, you earn commissions down to 5 levels. You earn increasing bonuses as you build your business to a maximum of 10 levels. So that's a completely separate reward. So as you build your business, because you're going to build the business anyway to make money for yourself, and all of a sudden the company giving you even more money. So it's kind of, it really is a bonus in the truest sense of the word. And as an agent, you can recruit as many buyers and as many agents as you want. There's no limit at all. And there's about 8 billion people in the world. So, you shouldn't run out of people anytime soon. And there is ongoing support for your buyers and your agents, but it's not provided by you. You don't have to worry about it. It's provided by the company. So imagine, this is one that's going to blow real estate people's minds. Imagine investing $100,000 in E-Esate right now by buying a development property. So the return of your $100,000 is going to take 5 months. So you're going to get daily profit Monday to Friday. Within 5 months, you get your $100,000 back. Awesome. Just that alone is awesome. Again, I've never known a real estate deal like that. Normally you have to wait months and months and months for that property to sell, and then you get your money, and then you find you've actually got to give some of it away. You've got to pay all your legal fees, you've got to pay all sorts of other things, and the profit you make is a lot less than you were expecting. But here it takes 5 months. But you're then going to continue earning in the active phase. You're going to continue earning for the next 13 months up to the 18-month point. So if you continue earning at this rate, this 100,000 in 5 months, in the next 13 months, you'll make 231,500, giving you a total of 31,500. That's what's come back to you. That's your profit. And then with this particular deal, at the end of the 18 months, they're going to give you your $100,000 back. So then you've turned $100,000 into 431,500, and it's been a piece of cake. It took you 2 minutes to pay it, to buy it at the beginning. It takes you 2 minutes to cash in at the end. There's no real big, high-powered, highfalutin real estate stuff to do. It's just send your money out to work, and your money makes you more money, hand over fist. Big time. This is big time money, which means that you're going to get a 431% gain in the next 18 months if you take advantage of this deal. Now, this deal is not going to be around forever. So if you're thinking about it, you need to look into it seriously. It's not going to be there forever. None of these deals are. Since I've been involved, we've sold out several properties and then we replaced them. And in the future, we're going to have dozens and dozens of properties. But right now, we have 11 and we're selling them faster than we can replace them. So what do you do now? So you've seen something, you're kind of interested, you think, I need to find out a bit more, or wow, I'm so excited, I want to get involved, what do I do? Okay, whatever it is, then get back to the person who invited you onto the Zoom call or the person who sent you this video, because this will be a video available on YouTube. Get their E-Esate agent's referral link and follow that link to register in E-Esate. You look around the site, okay, and then you register. That means you then got access to your own version of the site. It doesn't look like it's a particularly large site, but there is a huge amount of information available to you. I've got a few minutes at the end of this presentation. I'll go and have a look through my sorry, did I? I don't think I did. I apologize. I didn't get back to the PowerPoint presentation, did I? Maybe I did. Who knows? Okay. So yeah, we'll go and have a look at the back office in a few minutes. So then you get back to the person who's introducing you, and you discuss your real estate plans with them. Don't try and figure it out yourself. It's not that difficult, but there's no point. They might say something that's going to save you some money, save you some time, make you more money, whatever it is. So just discuss things with them. Ask for the help. That's what they're there for. That's why they get paid commissions, is to help you set up and run your real estate business. If you want to introduce other people, I'd suggest you register as an agent straight away, and then go ahead and introduce other people. If not, if you think you might introduce some people further down the road, remain as a buyer for now and become an agent when you need to. And you may never want to be an agent. That's entirely up to you. Once you've decided you want to buy some property, then deposit your investment funds and make your first purchase. And then when you're in the back office, there are links to the Telegram groups, the Facebook groups, the TikTok groups, just all the different groups you could possibly want. Okay, WhatsApp and so on. So join the ones that you like. Well, there's so much information in these different groups. You'll never be short of information and things to look at and read and understand. So that's the introduction to E-Esate. I'm going to switch over now to my browser and we will have a look at, so I'm just moving a few things out the way. Let me have a look at the browser and we'll have a look at E-Esate. No, we won't. Okay, I apologize. That was a false start. I've got the wrong thing up on my screen. I don't want to go into the hassle of doing anything different right now. So I'm going to switch off the share. I'm going to come back to the room. And I'm going to say that's it from me. It's been just over 30 minutes, which I like to keep these presentations to 30 minutes. I don't want to cover absolutely everything E-Esate does because I would literally be here talking for many hours. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. What this presentation is about is for brand new people to give them enough information to say that looks interesting, I want to find out more, or that doesn't interest me, so I'm off. Okay, which is it's a good use of your time. Personally, I don't know why anybody would look at a presentation about E-Esate and not want to get involved, but there's no one thing for everybody. So that's kind of it. So thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it. This will be available as a video on YouTube. There'll be a link to it in one of the Telegram groups and the Facebook group. So when you join those, you'll be able to pass this link on to your friends. And they can have a look at how simple E-Esate is to look at, to understand, to get involved. Meanwhile, I'll be doing the same thing, not exactly the same presentation. I'll be doing something slightly different on Thursday evening next week. There's plenty of other presenters as well. Look out in the Telegram group. There's plenty of other people doing presentations every single day. There's another one in about 5 hours time, Eastern Standard, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just get that link out of the Telegram group and go and have a look. Different presenters say different things and things appeal to different people at different times. So that's my presentation. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You got something out of it. And good luck. I'd just like to wish you good luck with getting your E-Esate business started and up and running. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.